Welcome back, everybody, to the Pick and Roll live stream. We're here Monday morning for a brand new week of NBA playoff betting. And on today's show, there are two free picks on the way in the Thunder and Mavericks game. But also, we have a big SGP coming if we can hit 50 plus likes on today's show. And on the Friday show, the last show that we did have a big SGP winner. So make sure you guys are supporting today's show by hitting that like button. And also, please make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you're up to date on all of the content that we have coming at you throughout the NBA playoffs and beyond. So let's get things started for today's show. We're a day after the NBA draft lottery. And for Pips, honestly, the draft lottery could not have really gone any better. The Rockets from 12 move up to 3, and the Hawks from 10 move up to 1. So good day for you for both of those franchises there, particularly the Hawks, who now have way more flexibility. We'll talk about yesterday's games a little bit later on in the show, but we'll start with the free picks for today. So first things first, it's a player prop available at DraftKings and at FanDuel. It's going to be Shai Gilgeous-Alexander over 13.5 rebounds and assists. That is minus 120 at DraftKings. It's fluctuating on FanDuel, but it should be right around minus 120. So just double check on both of those places before you place the wager here to make sure you're getting the better price. If you're watching later in the day, of course, make sure you use an odds comparison tool like the BetSim app to facilitate finding the best price on this wager. Second play, also in the Thunder and Mavericks game, as I said, it's a plus 101 SGP at FanDuel. Actually, it's plus 102 now at FanDuel. You can get Kyrie Irving over 4.5 assists and PJ Washington. We're going back to PJ Washington. It's just been working. So why not run it back? Over 11.5 points and 4+ rebounds. Okay, those are the two to start us off. As a reminder, for the live show today, if we hit 50 plus likes, there's a bonus big SGP waiting for you at the end of it. But first things first, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander on the rebounds and assists. Pips, why do you like Shai's matchup here against the Mavericks in Game 4?
His numbers are just too good to pass on it. He is crushing the numbers on potential assists and rebound chances and everything. So we can look at the graphics: 18, 20, and 16 rebounds and assists, and potential assists are trending up. Rebounding chances are trending up. We can see that below potential assist 13.7 in the series, but he had the most 14 in the last game. Same with rebounding chances. He had 17 rebounding chances, 16 and a half rebounding chances first two games, 17 rebounding chances in game 3. Yeah, his numbers. So if he's getting 17 rebounding chances on average, that should land him between 10 and 11 rebounds. If he's getting 14 potential assists on average, that should be between 7 and 8 assists on average. So if we are looking at like some numbers combined, it's like 17 to 20 rebounds and assists expected on this kind of volume, and we are getting 13 and a half. So even in some worst cases, when he doesn't get the good like conversion rates, he should still be able to cover this. So I'm going with this. Gide is third in rebounding chances and potential assists during the season, so him getting less minutes also boosts Shai. Last time we bet 6+ rebounds, 6+ assists. He had 10 rebounds and 6 assists, and conversion rate on assist wasn't great. So we can expect maybe I'm okay with him going again with 10 rebounds and 6 assists in this game to cover this line. So yeah, I think this line should be 14 and a half at least, maybe even 15 and a half.
Alrighty, there we go. On the first play here, we got now an SGP coming up at FanDuel. We have used for pretty much the entire season BetMGM as the main source of player props or for SGPs in this show, but a change in the SGP engine at BetMGM has made that a little bit more difficult to use that site going forward. So, we'll just have to see. But as it stands, FanDuel providing us good number here on
I
PJ
want to
Washington.
say,
Go
I
ahead.
want to add something on this. It's a playoffs, so FanDuel has alternative lines opened way earlier, while during the regular season they would open up after the show. So if they had alternative lines earlier, during the regular season, we will use probably FanDuel the most. So we didn't use it on the show because they open like 5 hours after the show. Now in the playoff time, they open up day earlier, so we have it available for the show. So we are going to it. They have the best alternative lines for available out of any books.
So using that to our advantage on the second play here, going back to PJ Washington, you've liked the matchup here, and the thing about the playoffs, you get the same matchup pretty much. Well, you get the same team opponent every game, and typically you may see the same matchup. So hoping the same for PJ Washington. You're going to put him over 11.5 points and 4+ rebounds, but you're going to tag on the Kyrie Irving over 4.5 assists prop, which you use also in the big SGP last show. So just a lot of the same plays here, different combination. Why are we going back to these same players?
Because we saw the same coverage in the game three. So the huge difference from the Dallas Mavericks and OKC from game one to two. Game one, it was heavily onto Luka creating, battling. Since then, Luka assist going way down, Kyrie Irving assist going way up. So game two, Kyrie 11 assists on 20 potential assists. Game three, last game, 7 assists on 17 potential assists. That's terrible conversion rate. 7 assists on 17 potential is like almost the floor for guys like Kyrie. So yeah, they pretty much did the same on offense. And PJ Washington, not only a 3-point shooter, they were running him as a pick and roll guy, as a pick and pop guy, as a corner guy. He ended up shooting 23 times, so 41 field goal attempts from PJ Washington over the last two games, not only threes. So he's like half of his shot are inside post ups, pick and roll man, alley oops, transition layups, and then some other stuff. Other part is threes. So if he make two threes and three layups, he should cover this line. Over the last two games, he made 12 threes. Yeah, that's insane. Over the last every playoff game so far, he had 4+ assists, 4+ rebounds. We saw the chart a couple of days ago on the show. This series, 6, 11, 6 rebounds. Last game, Luka got almost every rebound. He still got up to the 6. So yeah, I like this spot for PJ Washington overall. I think they did the same. Game three also looked like a game where they tried to get involved Luka out ball to attack off the catch and to shoot maybe some spot up threes like in game two. So Kyrie creating, Lucas and PJ scoring is the way it worked. They won two in a row. I don't think they changed anything in the game four. It's questionable for Thunders. Do they change now when PJ Washington is making threes? I think they kind of stick to it. I don't think they suddenly like cover well PJ Washington and then leave Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic to score against them. So
Yeah, I
I
think
think you can leave it. Maybe toughen up some looks, take away some looks, but more overall, you can leave it PJ Washington scoring.
I think the bigger adjustment is in the Josh Giddey area, which we discussed prior to game three, and then they didn't change anything. And Josh Giddey, once again, wasn't very good for them in that game. Not as bad as he was in game two, though. But yeah, maybe that's where the change needs to come. But that should not affect PJ Washington and his potential output. But so there you have it. Those are the two free picks for today. Later on in the show, if we get to those 50+ likes, we have the big SGP also available at FanDuel. So if you have not done so yet, please make sure you do hit that like button, support the content that we bring you over here on the channel. A lot of work goes into the background as well, so you can support everybody at the Hammer with that. But let's go to the recap of the previous show's plays, and it was a lovely winning day here. Playoffs have been, Pips, you've been crushing the playoffs. You've been doing a fantastic job in the postseason here, up to plus 18.8 units on the season now, doubling up where we were at the start of the playoffs. Actually, in fact, more than double from where we were at the start of the playoffs. But as for the results here, the winners were on PJ Washington, over 11.5 points, 4.5 rebounds, which is similar to what we have today. We had the Kyrie Irving and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander big SGP, which was the winner. The losing play, unfortunately, was on the Nikola Jokic play. He hooks us, ends with 24 points. We needed 25 points. And that was the third game in a row you went with Jokic, and it fortunately did lose the first 3 games of the series, though looked good in the two games where you got the matchup you wanted. So you went back to it on your Twitter yesterday, Pips, and got the winner easily for Jokic. Just unfortunately that it wasn't the show. You can follow Pips at PipsNBA to get those extra picks there. But I think when it comes to like you wear like the data over feeling stuff, people like when you wear that, they think it's awesome. And then when it comes for people to actually abandon their feelings for a play like that, they can't do it. But unfortunately, was the loser on the show. But maybe talk about Jokic and why that one didn't come off for Game 3, but did so easily in Game 4.
The only reason it didn't came through is this was a blowout game.
Blowout.
Like that. Yeah. We saw yesterday, last night. When it game got when the Denver ran away, Jokic stopped looking to score. When the game got close again, Jokic just keeps scoring. That's how he is. If they are up 15, he is not aggressive to score. He is looking to get everyone involved. If they are like close to 10 or like single digit, he's working. Like last night, he scored so many points. Like he one of the best career games from Nikola Jokic on a big stage. 35 and 7 assists only, and even those assists came like out of steals and rebounds, like full court stuff, not on half court offense. So yeah, I think that's the play. If game one this was a winner, we lost on rebounds, but game one points assist was a winner. Game two, Gobert gets rolled out, that's a no-go. Game two was on way to cover, huge blowout. And game four covers.
Yeah.
In good scenarios, this is winner like maybe probably four out of four, but let's say 3 out of the 4. That's huge profit. So yeah, I mean, the game 3 Denver is 4.5 points dog, and they win by 30. Yeah, that's
you trusted your
we
analysis.
hook on 1 point only.
Yeah, you trusted your read and analysis on the game and came off there. Unfortunately, not for the show, but yeah, when it comes to making the picks, so you're not just throwing random darts. Yeah, like there's this concrete analysis behind it all, of course.
I saw some comments on the Twitter when we lost third time. No more Jokic.
Yeah, that's what
I
I'm
don't
referencing.
care. I like it. Yeah, I don't care. I like it, and I think it's a long-term winner. We run it again. Next game, we won't see this because it will be minus 150 probably.
Yeah, that now because it's hit.
Yeah,
this is going to be maybe a bit of an adjustment to that, and as a result, we may not have the access to that one for this time. But hey, if you're following, like I said on Twitter for Pips, you can get that additional action as well when maybe we don't have a show all the time, and sometimes plays pop up later in the day that work out for the games. Let's shift over now to a recap of that Game 4 because it was an incredibly exciting game. The Wolves did a great job of sticking in this one, keeping it close, but the Nuggets were mostly dominant, I think, in this game, mostly comfortable. But perhaps the catalyst for Denver's win in Game 4 was, at the end of the first half, in the last 19 seconds, the Nuggets went on a miraculous 8-0 run, which included a Jamal Murray half-court buzzer beater. But there were 2 steals in the last 5 seconds, which led to 5 points scored by the Denver Nuggets. That was pretty crazy. But also one of the catalysts for this game in the Denver Nuggets winning this one, and rather spectacularly taking back home court advantage after losing the first 2 games at home. Denver going back home tied at 2-2. One of the reasons why is the fine margin of the playoffs. Anthony Edwards plays 45 minutes of this game and goes +5. And the Minnesota Timberwolves lose by 8 points. Pips, is there any way to sum up how 3 minutes without Anthony Edwards can cost the Minnesota Timberwolves a playoff game?
Yeah, I tweeted it the second it happened when they started the second quarter without Towns, Conley, and Edwards. Minutes with, I don't know, like they were trying to have slow-mo, Kyle Anderson running the point, and Naz Reid was getting cooked on defense. Nick Alexander-Walker made some poor decisions. The best thing to explain is this: Kyle Anderson, 6 minutes in the game, -18. That's where they lost the game. He is unplayable in this series, and he shouldn't touch the floor. And as I said, every possession matters. And when you play 3 minutes with similar stuff to Cleveland Cavaliers with Marcus Morris and Young, as we spoke a couple of days ago, 6 minutes of slow mo, you lost the game. And then when you're fighting back to catch up on this, you got to the seven, and then last 19 seconds on the first half, you give out 8 points. That's it, game over. Against Nikola Jokic, that's game over. No coming back. He's so good. Like, so yeah.
Yeah.
And also
Um,
Towns was playing like a complete moron.
yes.
Terrible game from
5
Towns.
of 18 for Carl Anthony Towns. There's been a
It's
lot
not.
of Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead before I
It's
switch.
not even like looking at 5-8 from 18. That looks terrible. But if you look how he did it, what was his process? Posting up Aaron Gordon over and over again and hitting the brick wall. Couldn't move him. Trying to throw on some stupid hooks. Rushed his threes. Made stupid fouls on defense. Missed rotation on defense. Terrible game from Towns.
Somebody who didn't have a terrible game was Aaron Gordon, as Eric puts in chat. Aaron Gordon, legacy game here. He goes 11 of 12 from the field. I think he started 11 of 11. I actually thought he went 11 of 11, but ends with 27 points. Jokic, 15 of 26 for 35 points. These conversations about how well Jokic and Gordon have played have turned into negative conversations around Rudy Gobert's defense. People say this is a Hall of Fame defender. I think it was Kendrick Perkins who said that, and his defense doesn't show up in the playoffs. I don't know how you feel about this one, Pips, but I think Rudy Gobert has been great in this series. There's just a player called Nikola Jokic, who is one of the greatest players of all time. He's a 3-time MVP, who they're forcing Gobert to play single coverage because, look, you can handle Jokic going 15 of 26, but you have to take away 11 of 12 potentially from Aaron Gordon for other players, and perhaps Jamal Murray dropping 19 points. Like, you can handle the Jokic stuff, and Gobert can handle that, and you just have to accept that. Not really much Gobert can do about it. What do you feel about how do you feel about the comments regarding Rudy Gobert's defense or lack thereof in this series?
Perkins is an idiot.
Yes.
That's insane to even say that. The Gobert issue is not on that part of the floor. It's on the other part of the floor. His offensive game is non-existent. You can't trust him with anything. Gobert on defense was great the entire game. Game one, game three. So game four, like he was great on defense. No one can stop Jokic. Everything else he covered pretty well. He did great. They didn't lose because of defense. However, it looks like 115 points. They played good defense in game four compared to the game three. Just crazy shot making. If you look at every field goal made from the Gordon, Jamal Murray, and Justin Holiday, and like this is insane. Like they are hitting tough shot after tough shot. Even like Reggie Jackson coming in, scoring 6 points in 2 minutes and making
That
two
was
big threes.
huge. They were down by 7 when he came in. That
Yeah,
was a huge period of the game.
yeah. And Christian Brown did everything. Like every other player on the Denver, Reggie Jackson, Christian Brown, Aaron Gordon, Justin Holiday, everyone had a good game. Everyone contributed heavily to this win. And I will say, Gobert didn't do a much, did great defense, but the issue is when you put ball in Conley's hand or in Edwards' hands, it's so easy to hedge the screens and double them because Gobert in a short roll is terrible. He can dribble the ball, he can put it down, and he can make the good read, good pass off of it. Worst best case scenario, he's fouled and going to the line as a 60% career shooter from the line. So he's hurting them on offense, not on defense. So the offense is terrible, and I don't know what to even do with. You need him for defense, and then on offense he's clogging the paint, clogging drives. Even the key part of the game, close to the second quarter, end of the first half, when Edwards lost the ball, and it was Michael Porter Jr. dunk. It was the Gobert who got into the way
Yeah.
of Edwards and who stumbled his ball. Like, yeah, the issue is on offense, not on defense. Defense was great. Kendrick Perkins is an idiot, and that's it.
Yeah. I don't want to go deep into it, but he was on the draft lottery panel, and he very clearly does not know anything about the prospect. Anyways, Sean Glenn makes a good point. Gordon, Holiday, Jackson, Brown combined for 8 of 11 from 3. Not winning against that. Sometimes, for playoffs, we treat every game like it's live or die. And, maybe it is because maybe the series is over if Timberwolves win this one, go up 3-1. They'll look at this like a missed opportunity. taking a 2-0 lead back home with themselves. But sometimes you run into a really good team. Jokic was outstanding. Aaron Gordon was making tough shots. Rudy Gobert said it himself. Like, he made 11 shots, but it wasn't like he was just dunking the ball. These are tough shots that you can kind of live with. And sometimes you just don't win the game. And you just have to be able to be at peace with that. But
And I will add, you don't need to change anything on defense from
yeah,
next game.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So sometimes you're in the second round of the playoffs. Every team is in the second round is really good. That's why they're here. Sometimes you just get beat. And look, you can make the slight adjustments along the way. You can not play Kyle Anderson at point guard for 3 minutes, but you do that and maybe things change and you'll have that adjustment for game 5. Look, they're in a battle. They're in a series. It's 2-2. As it is in the other series from yesterday, the Pacers have got back into this one, down 2-0. Both losses at MSG. They win both games at home rather emphatically, might I add. They absolutely dominate games 3 and 4, and it's definitely a case right now. A lot of the players are not even playing for the New York Knicks for health reasons, and some of the players that are actually playing are also not healthy. Yeah, health has become the main factor in this series. The Indiana Pacers, who play with the highest pace in the NBA, turning this into a marathon. This is maybe the worst team to have those injuries against, and it could be New York's undoing. Any way you see the Knicks getting back into this series, Pips, or not getting back, but recovering from this? Like, what adjustments can they make at home to solve this issue?
Adjustment is make shot.
They didn't make a lot
That's
of
it.
them.
Yeah, the shot quality from like his first quarter, like 34-11, shot quality was actually in favor of Knicks in that first quarter. It was just tired legs, very exhausted, no energy. So they were getting no adjustment. Just try to refresh these guys and let them be ready for game 5. That's it. I spoke when we were on the series preview. I said Pacers have a chance. I said Tips will run his players to the ground. Exactly what is happening now. It's not a huge thing in the round 1, but as deeper you go into the playoffs, it always goes to the surface. Like it was always shown. So yeah, I think probably Pacers in 7, but we'll see. We'll see. They can get one away. This one or next one, I don't know, but Pacers can get one away.
Yeah, this is a real opportunity for the Pacers here. I think they are the inferior team in this series, but clearly the OG Anunoby injury is significant. Clearly the health factor for Jalen Brunson is significant here. This is a real
Hartenstein
opportunity for
also
the Pacers.
also hurt his shoulder last game. Achuva is non-playable in the series. Dante DiVincenzo hot shooting come to an end.
Yeah,
Like
he was a Donnie DiVincenzo was minus 40 in
Hart
this game.
is Hart was also like overperforming on every possible like stat. So yeah, about to happen.
Yeah, I don't know. So, and catch in chat with who I will say has a Knicks profile photo says Pacers not winning at MSG.
Yeah,
It
sorry,
could have been
dude.
close in game 1. I don't know.
I see you with a Knicks jersey on the low on your screen. So yeah, they were close to winning in games 1 and 2.
Yeah,
And some calls went to one side, other side. I don't want to comment, but they were much closer to we winning
they were
with
closer winning at
Anunoby.
MSG than Knicks were winning
Yeah,
in Indiana. That's for sure.
without OG Anunoby, I'll say, and
Yes.
that's huge. And Siakam also didn't even play well so far, and now they don't have Anunoby to guard him. If it gets down to like one possession in Madison Square Garden, I think Pacers have a chance to steal one, and they only need to steal one because
Yeah.
I don't see Knicks winning away this hurt and need to travel.
Yeah. Interestingly, the Indiana Pacers are favored to win this series at this point. Um, yeah, it's unfortunate for the season for the Knicks to come down to this in this fashion with injuries, but With OG, I bet OG's been on my team for a while. Injuries have always happened with OG. When the Raptors won the championship, OG missed the entire playoffs. So it's just part of the game, injuries, unfortunately. And it doesn't help when your guys are playing 46 plus minutes a night either on that front. I think the adrenaline of a playoff berth has kind of cooled down for this Knicks team. And now it's becoming really about like just grinding out wins here, and with the injuries, maybe they still win this series, and they're
Yeah,
capable of doing
sure.
so.
Yeah.
Maybe
It's
game 4 was the rest these guys needed because most of them only played like 30 minutes.
it's
Josh
wide
Hart played
open.
24. So
It's wide open. But the thing is, it seems like Halliburton started figuring things out. And yeah, that's like for a young guy, first playoff game, first playoff experience. He is looking way more comfortable in game 3 and 4 than compared to the game 1 and 2. So
yeah. So hey,
especially game one.
if the
Yeah.
Knicks start making shots, then this series could be different. Look, the Knicks would blow out the Pacers in game 5. Like anything can happen in this series, but with the injuries associated, I can see why the Pacers are slightly favored at this point. All right, guys, we just hit 50 likes on the dot. Right on time here for the bonus big SGP available at FanDuel Sportsbook. Yeah, we're going to be going with FanDuel for a lot of the plays going for the rest of the season, especially with the more difficulties associated on BetMGM. Let's get into the big SGP here, just confirming the price. And yes, indeed, we have plus 340 odds here for the Celtics and Cavaliers game. We're going to be going with Al Horford over 1.5 3-pointers made, or you can do 2 plus 3s made. Jason Tatum, 25 plus points and 8 plus rebounds. Jaylen Brown under 26.5 points. That is the bet that we have for tonight's other game between the Celtics and Cavaliers. Cavaliers looking to bring this one back to an even series. Pips, we'll go over to you. Typically with these big SGPs where we play at a half unit for sizing, typically you have one handicap that you go with that works for the entire
Two.
play. Is that similar to this one?
Two. I like the first thing I like is Horford threes. Game 1 blowout win. Horford played 27 minutes, shot 1 from 5 from 3. Game 2, another blowout, 29 minutes this time. He shot 3 from 7. In game 4, big minutes. Now they are starting to play him huge minutes. 39 minutes for Horford, 0 from 6 from 3. Why I'm betting this guy? His career last 2 seasons, 44% from wide open threes. And in game 6, out of 6 threes, all six all 6 were wide open. He's getting. They don't help much of White and Drew Holiday, but they just kept helping off Horford and played trying to protect Brown and Tatum drives and leaving drop coverage, leaving Horford wide open. Good price for him to hit 2. We are getting a good price, and that's like if he's playing again 35 plus minutes, he should get 6 or 7 looks and wide open looks, and he's crushing this usually. So getting good price here. Second part of this bet is Tatum. They kind of stopped over helping on him, and he showed that in the last game where he completely like went nuts. He scored 33 points even though he wasn't that efficient. And rebounds are he's leading the team in rebounding chances, and he had 13 in the last game. Covered this in game 1 and 2 as well. On game 1, actually, game 2 was a huge blowout. He didn't cover because Cavaliers didn't miss. He had 7. And the last part is Jaylen Brown, because I think Jaylen Brown is overperforming like by a huge margin. Uh, Last game he scored 28 points while he shot 13 from 17. That's just not sustainable. Game 2 he was scored 19 points. Game 1 32 points on 12 from 18. Also made all the free throws. Like those numbers are not sustainable for a guy like Jaylen Brown. I expect him to have a good game. I expect him to score like 20 to 23 points. So I'm taking 26. I think Tatum should have a higher usage in this game. And yeah, that's it. Staying on everyone, less help on Tatum, especially. Brown was getting similar coverage. He was actually getting wide open, left wide open more than Tatum, and now in off Tatum. Now that they are helping less on Tatum, he's getting less looks, good looks, Brown, and Tatum is getting better looks. So it kind of correlated, and Horford needs to score two threes. That's it. They are getting great price on it, and I love to use those in the playoffs. And as we heard, DraftKings had a better price, which kind of confusing because DraftKings almost always have worse price for the playoffs. Maybe because maybe it moved because Donovan Mitchell missed a shoot around, so probably the price on Celtics the spread goes up and overs are getting better odds.
All right, so that'll do it for today's show. 3 picks coming your way. Thank you, everybody, for the support on the show, getting us to 50 likes while we were live today for that bonus big SGP. We've added on over 10 units of profit in the playoffs so far. Looking to extend that with the 3 plays today. Drop a like if you're tailing or if you enjoyed the show. Subscribe to the channel to keep up to date with all the content we have here. Probably the last week or so that we're really going to be hammering content through on the channel, just because when we get towards the conference final, it's going to get really constricted. But still more content is going to be on the way for you guys, including series previews, including off-season content. Make sure you do subscribe to the channel as well. Here are the plays for today's show. In the Thunder and Mavericks game tonight, we have 2 plays, first of which is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander over 13.5 points, 13.5 rebounds and assists, minus 120 at either FanDuel or DraftKings over there. Second play was at FanDuel, plus 101 odds. Kyrie Irving over 4.5 assists. PJ Washington over 11.5 points and 4+ rebounds. The big SGP, as you just heard, was Al Horford over 1.5 3-pointers made. Tatum, 25 points and 8+ rebounds. Jaylen Brown under 26.5 points, 340 odds over there. That will do it for the show. Thanks again, everybody, for watching. Keep a lookout for the next piece of content by following us at The Board HQ on Twitter. And we'll see you again very soon for the more content here on The Board YouTube channel.